Welcome back. Okay, so this is the second part in this automation where we are going to create the opt-out zap. So when someone replies with stop to the email campaign, we will see that and opt them out from future emails. So we'll go back into Zapier, into our folder, and create a new zap. What this zap is going to do is look for any emails that have the word stop in it. So we'll select our account, search string, stop. That's literally all we're going to do. Click continue. And why not? Let's make sure that there is one in there that says stop. I'm going to just send an email. Okay, so I'm going to test and review. And we got it. There's one. Stop. Okay, so that's not it. We might get a lot of emails that just have the word stop in it. So in order to determine whether or not this was actually someone who was subscribed, what we're going to do next is look up a spreadsheet row from that spreadsheet that's collecting the form responses. And we're going to look to see if this email that was used for a reply with stop is in fact someone who's on our list. So I will go to Google Sheets and search look up spreadsheet row. Click continue. There's my account. The spreadsheet we want is the receive email tips. The worksheet is that form responses. The lookup column is going to be what's your email, because we're going to look up against the email. The value we want to look up is from that new email matching search from email. So there it is. All right. We're not going to create the row if it doesn't exist. We're just going to look for it, click continue. We're going to test it. Green, awesome. It found a row. When we go back into that Google Sheet, we can see, yep, there's the row. We're looking at your email. There's one. Perfect. Looks like this person has replied to us with just the word stop, and we confirm that through this lookup spreadsheet row step. So now that we were like, okay, great. We know this person is on our list. They replied with stop. Now we need to actually do something about it, right? So in order to do that, what we're going to do is go into that Google Sheet row and adjust it so that the opt-out column, which I just added, is going to say true. So we'll go back here and we'll say update spreadsheet row, click continue. We're going to select the account. The spreadsheet, we know what that is. Receive email tips. The response is there. The worksheet, we know that. Now, this is where we need to use the row that was found in step 2, because that's the one we need to update. In order to do this, we have to use what Zapier calls custom values. It sounds complicated, but all it allows you to do, instead of clicking a drop down and selecting one of the rows so that every time the zap runs, it's only updating this row, we're going to use a custom value, and it allows us to map a row from a previous step. So it'll update every time this zap runs. Hope that makes sense. You'll see how it works here in a second. If you have questions, you can always learn more. Zapier has some really good help documentation to talk through it. But all we're going to do is map from the second step. We're going to actually just map the ID of that row. And so now every time the zap runs, this will update. And the field we're going to update is that opt-out field. We're going to say true. Click continue. I'm going to test and review. Went through. We're going to check that Google Sheet. Boom, there it is, true. So now it's up. The opt-out column is true for this person. And that's all we need to do for the opt-out zap. We'll call this opt-out, and we'll turn it on. Great. So now what we'll see in the next lectures is for the second email and any other email that we send in the drip campaign, the first thing we're going to really do is look at the spreadsheet and look at that column and see if it says true to them opting out or not. If it says true, we're going to be like, okay, great. Let's not move forward with the zap so that we don't send them any more emails. But if nothing's there, then we'll assume they haven't replied with stop, and we'll keep moving with the drip campaign. So we'll see you next lecture, and we'll go through this second email in the drip campaign.